Say, alright, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashemi Osai, Ba'ashemi Kakodash. We say double and say, Apostle, and agree, Muslim, Ruba, our teachers, our apostles in truth, and we say salutations, so Yakim, say, push within our truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season and season, we say Shalom. And once again, go the entire video here, and this is basically to shine upon the wicked, right? Now, this comes from, when there's information coming out right now, certain things that people used to call conspiracy, right? And when someone talk about it, they would have been considered a conspiracy theorist, right? But now there's so much classified documents, declassified documents, and so much information coming out now that the things that being spoken about, is actually true. And when I say the things being spoken about, I should say some of the things being spoken about is the things that Esau be doing in the background, like the bioweapons, like the harp and all this sort of stuff. There's actually documents coming up proving that they have these things. And some of these stuff not hard to find. They sort of actually do the research. But we know Jake would rather not believe that these people could do these things, or they are doing these things, right? Now, when you read this, when you go into the scripture, and the scripture mention the wicked, they tell you about the kind of stuff that they do. Matter of fact, let me jump to a scripture here. Let me go to Daniel, right, chapter 12, and let me read verse 10, right? Daniel 12 verse 10, it says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. What the wicked will do, they will do wickedly, and that's all they can do, right? Now you're seeing so much of, as I said, so much of declassified or so-called declassified documents coming out where they're, like, for example, let me read this one right here, because this is what the video based upon. It says, breaking declassified documents link U.S. bioweapons program to Lyme disease outbreak, according to Dr. Robert Malone. Right, so documents came out proving that these diseases is actually caused by Esau. They are actually making these things in the lab. Recently there were a lab, right? A lab, I believe it's in Las Vegas or one of those places on that side, right? Or LA, or one of these places, I believe it's Las Vegas, and the FBI made a raid. I believe it was the FBI or CIA made a raid, and they actually catch us some certain small hats, right? I should say some Edomites, caught them. They actually had a lab doing tests on certain diseases and certain diseases that they could release into the public that could cause harm. One of them being the pandemic that we just went, the so-called pandemic, I should say the pandemic that you just went through, right? So it goes to show, the scripture say, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So what the wicked will do, they would only do but wickedly, right? Hey, you can't expect the wicked to be good. It wouldn't make sense. Because again, what's the kind of stuff that they do? This is wickedness, making the bioweapons, making the diseases, the sicknesses, and spreading it. And again, there's so much of information. You see, what is being hid, is coming out. It's coming to the light. The Lord is making it known that who the wicked is, right? They're being exposed, right? So let me read this first post here this person put, because it just goes into it. They say, what's weirdest thing about American culture? They say every 20 years or so they declassify a file that says, you're right, we did it. What are you going to do about it? Right? Slakia for the noise in the background, right? But as you can see, as it said, every 20 years or every certain amount of years, there's some particular file that comes out that proves that what was being said before was actually right. But you know what? When we speak these things, we do the videos, people will come on the comment boards and talk about, we conspiracy theorists, we believe in any conspiracies, and these things is not true. Well, we're going to see how true it is soon. And every single day things are being released that proves what it is we're saying is facts. When we go into the for example, the MOTB, the mark of the beast, and we say that we say that Esau is trying to what to make this thing mandatory, to put that chip inside of you, and they are actually doing it. They are actually doing it, right? Hey, the scripture said, let me go to it here, Job chapter 9, verse 24. It said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And we already read the wicked is going to do but what? Wickedly. They're going and do what? Wickedness. They can't do good. That reminds me of our next scripture here. Change. It's but Jeremiah 13 verse 23, right? It say can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to evil. Hey, once they are accustomed to evil, how could they do good? You understand? How could they do good? The scripture is called Esau, the most profane. You know, the most profane. You can't expect them to do good. They say the scripture mentioned they liken unto death and hell. Matter of fact, let me go to that. Let me go to the book of Habakkuk, right? Chapter 2, and let me read from verse 4. It say, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death. Right? See, like, what he enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, man. So what you kind of stuff that he doing? Matter of fact, let me just read this one right down here below, right? Some members of an elite super secretive men's club based in California wine country have allegedly been leaked with names ranging from former late night host Conan O'Brien and billionaire former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Right? It says super secretive women and growth society members allegedly leaked as who's who of the celebrity elite revealed. But wasn't this considered a conspiracy? Wasn't? And you know what? I actually did a video on this when it first came out, and this came out what, in February. And I say, you know what? Let me touch back this one here. The motherfucker didn't do a video on this, but I did a video on this, right? Going into the secret society and so forth, right? You know, the scriptures mentioned, let's roughly paraphrase it, to hide me from that secret council, right, of the wicked. You know, what you kind of things that they do. And again, hey, it's not, these people outside here that use the word conspiracy don't even know what it would mean. You know, they don't even know what it would mean, right? But they see that, hey, the wicked could only do but wickedly. There's no good to come from them. The scriptures say, can a leopard change his spots? A leopard can't change his spots. And them that are accustomed to do evil, how can they do good? They can't. They can't expect good to come from, the scriptures mentioned them to be the wicked. They can't expect good to come from them. That's what the scriptures mentioned. Let me go to Sirach, right? The book of Sirach, chapter, I believe it's 4, Sirach 14, right? Sirach 14. Sirach 14 verse 5, we say, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. So that is where it is. And again, it goes to show that they can't do good. The scripture say what? And at the last he will declare his wickedness. So even if, I say, and if he do it good, he do it unwillingly. He didn't mean to do that. He didn't mean to do anything good. You understand? He didn't mean to do anything good. His plans was to do wickedness, right? And that's why it say, at the last he will declare his wickedness, because we know what Esau is. You know, the smooth. They might seem like they come in peace, but it's really war. You understand? They think they come in peace, but they come to what? To destroy, right? We would say they was given power to take peace from the earth, and that is what it is. There are many ways of doing that. Making these bioweapons, these biological warfare that they do, you know, and many other stuff. The frequencies that they continue to play with, that was actually released some years ago, but I think recently some other information came out how they were playing with sound waves and certain things to play with people's mind. Hey, that is the wicked fear, man. That is the wicked fear. That's what it say. And if you do it good, you do it unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness, because he can't expect anything good to come from them, right? And there, again, there's so much of information coming out about as I let's go back to this post that this person put. Every 20 years or so, they declassify a file that says, you're right, we did it. What are you going to do? Yeah, you're right. They created these diseases, STDs, sicknesses, bioweapons, biological warfare, and many other stuff that they create. The testing on humans, the deformation, all these things, right? That's a wicked fear, man. Hey, and hey, they're soon going on and be destroyed. You see, this person, Mark, we generally are running out of conspiracy theories, yeah, because why? That is a word that they give you to make all they believe that what somebody's saying is wrong. But there's conspiracy theories, and that is what they just call us. We speak about certain things. Matter of fact, the things we speak about is when they call us conspiracy theorists, but we are not. We are prophets of the Lord, right? But as I could see, man, the wicked, the only Buddha wickedly urged. The classified documents link U.S. bioweapons program to Lyme disease. That's a wicked fear, right? So with that, once again, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kokodash. We say double and apostle Elos agree Muslim and rule our teachers, our apostles in shoot, and we say salutation, sorry, I can push with truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season or season. We say Shalom.